It's time for the patch 4.3 patch notes. Patch what? Patch notes. I know how overwhelming all these new things can be, especially the new runes, which now offer great diversity. We are going to review them as well as new boots, champion changes, and new items. In the new rune system, we now get to choose 1 Keystone rune, 3 primary runes, and 1 secondary rune. To choose our runes properly, we need to rely on our champion's battle preferences. These are 4 characteristic sets of runes we can choose from: Domination, immediate burst damage; Precision, invigoration from continuous combat; Resolve, increases survivability; and Inspiration, creative tools and resources. There is 1 primary characteristic for 3 primary runes and 1 secondary characteristic for 1 secondary rune that can be chosen separately for each champion build path. This is so complicated. Now the rune page has 2 views: the old list version and the new chart or tree version. In the list version you can read the characteristics of every rune, whereas in the tree version you can't do that. I personally prefer the old list view as I can't remember all rune descriptions, so it's very convenient to be able to read them. Glacial Augment. This is a new Keystone rune. It is suitable for champions who heavily rely on crowd control effects to set up plays and catch opponents. This rune enhances a champion's utility and allows them to slow enemies with their attacks. Champions that can make good use of Glacial Augment typically have abilities that can apply crowd control effects or have strong synergy with slowing effects, such as Ashe, Ahri, Alistar, Morgana, etc. First Strike. Another new Keystone rune. This rune gives you bonus gold and bonus true damage after you engage an enemy champion in combat. This is great for many different champions, from assassins to ADCs or even some mages, for example Lux. I would recommend it for those champs who are weaker early game and depend on their gold very much, like Ezreal for example. What champions do you have in mind who would benefit from this rune? Share it in the comments. Interesting to know. The rest of the new runes are primary runes, which can only be 3 selected, and secondary runes, only 1 can be selected. I won't dive deep into every rune stat now, because I will make a dedicated rune video where I will describe every characteristic path and runes, but now you can open the rune page in the game and run through all new runes that appear there. You'll see the letter N after every new rune. Now let's briefly talk about some champion changes. Ornn's abilities have proven to be overwhelming, so the devs toned down his power. Yes! Reduced Living Forge's additional health, armor and magic resistance, also nerfed Brittle from 7 to 21% maximum health to 5 to 24% maximum health for Bellows Breath. Now we can finally breathe, I guess. Soraka has also been changed to improve her performance and gameplay, but I personally think she has already been too much. Star Cold's cooldown will decrease when hitting enemy champions. Astral Infusion's cooldown will be slightly increased, and it will now transfer over healing as a shield. The sacrifice of Soraka's health and the rejuvenation buff for allies will be removed. Items. Dusk Blade of Draktar has been changed. You can pause the video and read through the stats. Support item adjustments. We got a completely new support starter item, Ancient Coin. Ancient Coin is good for enchanters and utility-focused supports. It provides them with gold regeneration and additional utility to enhance their ability to protect and assist their team. It costs 500 gold and will give you 80 health and 5 ability haste from the start. This item upgrades to Talisman of Ascension after granting 500 gold, which gives you plus 1 to 5 max health and plus 15 ability haste. Previously, Spectral Sickle and Relic Shield, before transforming into their final forms, had an intermediate form, but with the new update these have been removed. Boots and enchantments adjustments. In this patch, Riot adjusted all boots, their build paths, their prices, to provide better support during early fights. New boots are introduced for mages, marksmen and assassins. Protect enchant is removed, and a new enchantment called Revitalizing Grail is added for support. Players can now select their active enchantment only after 6 minutes in-game to prevent early chaos in teamfights. These devs want to control our every move. New boots. Boots of Mana give you plus 60 ability power, plus 200% mana regeneration, plus 45 movement speed, and plus 8 magic penetration. If you're a mage, these are your go-to second or even first item. Boots of Dynamism give you plus 30 attack damage, plus 45 movement speed, and plus 8 armor penetration. Ideal for assassins. Berserker's Greaves give you plus 15 attack damage, plus 30 attack speed, and plus 45 movement speed. These are perfect for marksmen. I can't wait to build them for my one and only Jhin. The old boots now have their own build paths and their own cost. And also Boots of Furor has been removed. Bye bye Boots of Furor! we won't miss you at all, because you're kind of useless now. We get also some interesting new support enchantment, Revitalizing Grail. It gives you bonus 20% effect of the shield or heal for allied champions. Amazing for such champions as Nami, Yumi, Soraka, Karma or Janna. Some of the older enchantments got minor reworks, you can see them right here. And yeah, Protect enchant has been thrown into the trash together with Boots of Furor. Rest in peace. System changes. Players can only purchase enchantment items in the store after 6 minutes in-game. A new mechanic introduces strategic points to help teams at a disadvantage comeback by granting bonus bounties. Nexus Shield end time adjusted to 16 minutes, previously 18 minutes, to prevent excessively prolonged games. I personally think this is very unnecessary. Scryer's Blooms optimized to provide more vision for disadvantaged players and die immediately when attacked by enemies. And also we got expanded vision to include dragon pits. All sounds pretty convenient. So many new stuff. Wild Rift is going to be so interesting to play now. I bet you all are super excited. See you there.